Zara stared out the window of her new home, an old colonial house that creaked with every passing gust. Nestled on the edge of a thick forest, it was far removed from the bustling city she had grown up in. Her father's government transfer had brought them here, and though the scenery was stunning, something about the place felt off. Behind their house, just past the rusting iron gate, stood an ancient mansion. Ivy crawled over its walls like veins, and its windows were clouded with dust. The locals called it the Whispering House. On her third evening, Zara wandered close to it. The sun dipped low, painting the sky a deep crimson. That's when she saw him. A boy stood near the fence, staring at the forest. He wore a long, black coat, though the air was warm. His face was pale, almost translucent, and his eyes, they held sentries. "Hey," she called. He turned slowly, as if waking from a dream. Their eyes met. Something inside her fluttered. Not just attraction, but an eerie familiarity. Before she could speak again, he walked away, disappearing behind the mansion the next day. At school, Zara asked Sarah about him. Sarah's smile faded. "That boy Arav, he's not someone you should be talking to." "Why not?" Zara leaned in, whispering, "Because he died 5 years ago. In that house." Zara laughed. "You're kidding. I wish I was." That night, Zara had her first nightmare. She stood in the mansion's crumbling hallway. Shadows danced on the walls. A figure approached from the end Arav, but his face was hidden in darkness, and his hands dripped with blood. She woke up, heart pounding, but her dreams only grew more vivid. The next evening, drawn by something she couldn't explain, Zara returned to the mansion. She walked through the broken gate and stepped into the overgrown garden. The air felt heavy, as though watching her, and then she saw him again. Arav, standing by the fountain, gazing into the water. "You're real," she whispered. He turned to her, voice low. "You shouldn't be here." "I don't care," she said, her voice trembling. "Why do you keep appearing in my dreams?" Arav looked down. "Because you called me." Zara's skin turned cold. He stepped closer. "You don't remember, do you? Remember what our past?" Suddenly, the wind howled, the trees groaned, and the shadows of the mansion stretched toward her like claws. Before she could scream, everything went black. Zara awoke on the cold, cracked tiles of the old mansion's floor. Moonlight poured in through a broken window, illuminating the dust swirling around her like ash. Her head throbbed. She remembered Arav's words echoing in her mind. "You called me. You don't remember, do you?" She stood, heart racing. The house around her pulsed with something ancient. The walls breathed, the silence whispered, and then a faint hum. No, a heartbeat. Footsteps echoed. Zara turned sharply. Arav stood at the far end of the hall, his face half in shadow. "You shouldn't have come back," he said softly. "I need answers," she replied, stepping closer. "Why are you in my dreams? Why does it feel like I've known you forever?" He looked at her for a long time, as if weighing her soul, then quietly, "Because you have known me. We were in love once. Before death tore us apart." Zara blinked. "You're serious?" Arav nodded. 5 years ago, you lived here with your family. We used to meet in secret, until That night." "What night?" The walls groaned, and the temperature dropped. Arav's voice turned hollow. "The night I was murdered," Zara gasped. "Murdered by who?" Arav didn't answer. Instead, he walked toward a large mirror that hung crookedly on the wall. The glass shimmered unnaturally. He touched its surface. A ripple spread. "I'm trapped here, Zara, between life and death. And you, you're the key to freeing me." Suddenly, behind the mirror, images began to swirl. A vision. Zara saw herself, but younger, laughing, holding hands with Arav in a sunlit garden, kissing under moonlight. Then, fire. Screams. Blood. A woman, Zara's mother, dragging her away as flames swallowed the mansion. Arav reaching out, his eyes begging. A man, her father, striking Arav with a crowbar. Again and again. Zara cried out, "No, this can't be real." "You were made to forget," Arav said. "To protect you, but your soul always remembered. That's why you came back." Zara backed away, trembling. Her family had hidden the truth. Her father killed the boy she loved. "I need to get out," she whispered. Arav caught her hand. His touch was cold, but his eyes burned. "Please, Zara, I've waited so long." A single tear fell down his cheek, blood red. Zara fled. She stumbled out of the mansion and ran through the woods, breath sharp like broken glass. Her world was unraveling when she reached home. Her parents were asleep. She stared at her father's peaceful face and felt a storm rise inside her. The next day she confronted Zara at school. "Why didn't you tell me the truth?" Zara demanded. Saira paled. "What truth?" "About Arav. About what happened." Zara looked around nervously, then whispered, "My mom used to tell me, there was a girl who loved a boy from the wrong side of the tracks. Her father found out, and things, went dark. But no one ever said names." Zara clenched her fists. "It was me, and the boy was Arav." Zara grabbed her arm. "Zara, don't. Dig deeper. That house, it's cursed. People who go there don't come back the same, or at all." But it was too late. Zara had already begun to remember. That night, she returned to the mansion one last time. The house welcomed her. She found Arov waiting in the garden, beneath the dead willow tree. "I want to help you," she said, voice steady. His smile was soft, tragic. "Then die with me." Zara froze. "What? You don't belong in this world, Zara. You never did, not without me." Something dark flickered behind Arov's eyes. Suddenly, the shadows around them shifted. Figures began to form outlines of bodies, moaning, clawing, whispering. Her name. Zara's heart pounded. "This isn't you," she whispered. "You weren't like this." Arov's face twisted in pain. "You think 5 years alone in this hell doesn't change someone?" He stepped toward her, and the spirits followed. But Zara held her ground. "No," she said. "I won't run. I won't forget again." She took his hand willingly. Their fingers laced. The wind stopped. Everything went still. In that moment, light burst from Zara's chest. The mansion screamed. The spirits shrieked and fled. Arov cried out, but Zara didn't let go. "You're not meant to stay," she said through tears. "Neither am I. Let's end this." The curse shattered, the mirror cracked, the blood stained. Memories were burned away. And then silence. Zara awoke at dawn, lying in the grass outside the mansion. Alone, no trace of Arov remained, but in her hand was a small, dried rose, one they had once shared. It had been 3 weeks since the night. The mansion swallowed itself in silence. Zara hadn't spoken to anyone about it, not about Arov, not about the memories that returned like waves during sleepless nights. She kept the dried rose hidden in a small wooden box beneath her bed. She touched it every night, like a prayer she couldn't say aloud. Everyone thought she'd imagined it, a vivid dream, a breakdown. Only Sarah believed her quietly, fearfully. "You still see him?" Sarah asked one afternoon. Sarah hesitated. "No, I feel him." Because every time the wind stirred the trees or the mirror fogged during her shower, she felt watched, loved, haunted. One evening, Zara found an envelope tucked into her journal, one she hadn't put there. There was no stamp, no name, just a red wax seal shaped like a heart pierced by a thorn. Inside was a note, written in a delicate, unfamiliar hand. "The dead do not rest when the living still dream. Meet me at the willow, midnight." Her breath caught. She clutched the note, heart pounding. Was it him? Or was someone playing with her? Midnight, under a blood-red moon, she stepped into the woods. The trees whispered secrets in languages older than time. The dead willow stood in silence, and then a figure appeared. Aarav, but something was wrong. His eyes weren't filled with sorrow anymore. They glowed, unnaturally. His smile was too wide, too sharp. "You came," he said. Zara stepped back. "You're not. You're different." He tilted his head. "You freed me, Zara, but you didn't think about the price." "What price?" He moved closer. The air thickened with rot and cold. "You called me back with your love, but you didn't just bring me back." Around them, the forest grew darker. A scream echoed. Zara turned. Ghostly hands clawed from the ground. Hollow-eyed figures emerged from the trees, whispering her name, weeping blood. "What is this?" she cried. Arov's smile faded. "When you shattered the curse, you tore the veil. Now they all want what I had." Zara ran. The forest turned into a labyrinth of roots and bones. Every path twisted back to the willow. The spirits circled her, whispering memories that didn't belong to her. "My child drowned in the well. She burned me alive. He left me to rot in the cellar." Zara screamed, covering her ears. Suddenly silence. A figure stepped forward. Not Arov, a woman in white, face veiled, floating slightly above the ground. "You must fix what you've undone," she said, in a voice like ice cracking. "The heart that returns without a soul becomes a vessel of torment." Zara choked on her fear. "How do I fix it?" The woman raised a hand, and a vision appeared. A heart, blackened, pulsing in a glass box beneath the mansion's ruins. "Return the heart to silence," she whispered, "or he will never be free, and neither will you." Zara woke up in her room, drenched in sweat, the note still clutched in her hand. The mansion, the heart. She knew what she had to do. The next night, armed with a flashlight, matches, and trembling courage, she returned to the ruins of the Whispering House. The front collapsed after the curse broke. Bricks lay like tea,